Welcome to the Save Par Golf Podcast. I'm your host, Derek.
I'm your host, Dominic.
We are currently on episode 83, and this is a special part one episode of the Craguns.
Weekend.
Yeah, let's restart that.
No, we're going to roll with it.
Okay, let's roll with it.
Because at this point, we're each like 2, 3, 4 deep.
Yeah, I'm starting number 3 ski. So, long story short, this is part one. Basically, we got up this morning.
We should clarify part 1 and part 2 will both be in this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Part one, we basically wanted to cover Lehman 18, which is the newest golf course here at the Craguns Legacy Golf Course
Resort.
And so we kind of wanted to record one right off the bat so it was more fresh in our mind.
Mhm.
And then tomorrow we'll recap part 2, which will be the Dutch.
And the part 3.
And the part 3. So today, first off, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there if they are listening.
I don't know if my mom listens.
My mom
sometimes she does, and then she likes to call me out.
Well, in any case, any mamas, right?
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day. So, but
technically, Beard's girlfriend's a mom, and I know she's a big fan.
All right, well, shout out.
Happy birthday, Juju. Or birthday. Happy Mother's Day, Juju. 2, 3, 4.
Part one is going pretty swell so far.
2, 3, 4.
So we got up early this morning, commuted here from downtown Minneapolis here to Brainerd, Minnesota. And Craguns is awesome. So Craguns Legacy courses, again, they have the Lehman 18, which is brand new as of last year. The Dutch, which we'll play tomorrow. So they're both 18-hole championship courses.
Mm-hmm.
And then the par 3. And the cool thing with the par 3, we talked about it earlier, is that they try to emulate the Scottish style links, where it's not necessarily a links course, but the one day you play it one way and then the next day you play it in reverse, which is very cool. So I'm excited to play that tomorrow. So we're playing. I mean, if everything goes well, we could probably play it twice, maybe. You know what I mean? Depending on how we feel.
Is it only 9 holes?
Yeah.
Oh.
So we'll be playing obviously 18 plus the 9, so 27. Maybe we can sneak in 36.
Maybe if they let us.
Yeah, we'll see. But we just kind of wanted to recap the Lehman 18. We thought it was an absolute blast. What were your thoughts right off the bat? Actually, no, hold on. Before you say that, what were you expecting right off the bat? Like when we first pulled up, did you have high expectations?
Yes and no. I definitely had expectations, with the Tom Lehman design, with it being a quote unquote resort course. My low expectations came in, it's May.
Yep.
We had a long winter. I wasn't expecting it to be as green as it was right off the bat, but it's absolutely beautiful here. I mean, the room they put us in is unreal. I mean, we're right on the lake.
Yeah, right on Gull Lake. Unfortunately, we don't have the video camera, which is fine. We'll take some pictures of it. But basically, yeah, we are right on my backside here. We're literally right on Gull Lake. So we're right behind the patio door, which is awesome.
Yeah, we have a little balcony looking right off. So I feel like it was a perfect time to bring out my Ditchin' Wives Rip and Drive shirt from Backblast.
Yep, and the OB tie-dye bucket hat
that I made. Yeah, this isn't available.
One of one.
One of one.
And for me, I'm rocking our Save Par Odin Golf Shindig tee here. Is out now, so you can make sure to get that. And we'll put the link.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Which we'll talk about maybe a little bit later if we want. So just kind of wanted to recap this. This is like 2 weeks now since we've had a podcast together. I was kind of a little under the weather last week, and it's been kind of crazy. So missed out on the Tropicana. It was a good episode. But again, for anyone who's in Minnesota, or not even Minnesota, like I said, it's a 2-hour commute from downtown Minneapolis or from the airport.
Yeah, two roughly.
Yeah, so it's definitely worth the hike. The cool thing is we're 2.5 hours away, but it literally feels like you're kind of in a.
It's a little creepy since I'm pretty sure we're the only people here.
We could be. There are a few people here, but I don't know about in this block because there's like hotels and then there's cabins.
Yeah,
and we're in the hotel. We literally might be the only ones.
Yeah, it's really creepy. It feels like very Shining-esque.
Yeah, hopefully we make it to part 2.
I think we will. If not, I'm running out this sliding glass door.
No, and it has nothing to do with necessarily the property. The property is awesome.
No, I mean, the room is great. It's just, I walked in and I was like, oh, it's like The Shining in here.
We did come here on a Mother's Day Sunday, so that kind of makes sense, right? It's not as busy. So, but first off, I want to thank Carrie with Craguns Craguns Legacy Golf Course and the resort. She's been nothing but awesome. The hospitality's been fantastic. Hospitality's been fantastic. So Carrie, thank you so much. But again, Lehman 18. Quick recap: we both kind of you played actually really well. The score necessarily didn't reflect. I mean, your score wasn't bad on the front nine, but you played actually really well.
Yeah, I have not seriously swung a golf club since probably February. And even that, I got two swings in and just something went wrong with my body.
Tweak the back, hips, all that.
Yeah, so I have not seriously swung a golf club since then. So today is the first day I've actually hit my golf clubs. And probably, when's the last time we
Well,
played?
me and you, we haven't played all year,
Yeah, but
but
like,
I mean, you stopped at 24 golf, and that was pretty much it.
well, yeah, that's when I hurt myself.
Yeah. So other than that, I mean, it's been last year, last
Yeah,
fall.
yeah. So I really
Been a
haven't
while.
done anything since then. And
But the regrip, your new grip, has been awesome. You
yeah,
hit the
I
ball
didn't
really well.
change anything. I was working with a coach at 24 Golf, and he's like, "Yeah, you grip it really bad." And I was like, "Thank you."
Love the
He
honesty.
didn't word it like that, but he was a little bit nicer. He's like, like let's take a video of you. And so he did, and I was like, "Oh, that's not good." He goes, "No, it's really weak." And I was like, "Thank you." And so what I've been doing is I've been gripping it stronger. So I don't know if you watch me, but I'll go to the ball, line up, and then I'll twist it.
Mm.
If I don't twist the club, I physically started to move my grip. It's much stronger. I only had really a couple bad driver hits today.
Yeah, you hit the ball really well, and again, you're very coachable. So it's like, oh, just shift over this way, shift over that way, and
I
you
was
strike with the
only
ball.
Yeah, I was only uncomfortable a couple times, and that was mainly because I might have been standing a little differently than I would have
Sure.
liked or stuff like that. I think I only really had a couple bad true drives though. I had a couple weird iron hits where I wasn't comfortable off the tee,
Mhm.
but that might be more so me versus the golf course.
Well,
But
we talked about that earlier. Is that like what like going into it, we didn't really know exactly. We've heard of the resort, we've heard of the courses. Lehman 18, obviously, again, is a new course. So I have heard in the sense of like it's a really nice course, but it does need to mature because it's so new. It's
you
very
can,
firm, right?
yeah,
So like we were hitting like the distances were a little off, but I mean it was nice. Like the course was spectacular.
yeah.
First off, it was awesome.
I know I said it a lot on the course. I was really scared to actually use my irons, mainly because I felt like I was hitting into almost like clay, but
Hmm.
like dried. You go and take a divot and just nothing happens.
Yeah.
So I was really scared to hit my irons. I just wasn't comfortable. The perk to that is though, as we pointed out when we were playing, is they roll for frickin' ever.
Yeah, so it was pretty much like driver wedge for the most part.
Yeah, it's what
And
it
on
felt like.
gravel, but yeah. And again, that like it looks like they aerated the greens not too long ago, but that's part of the process, right? We're
It's
also
May.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're in early May, early to middle May. So once this thing is like again, no knock to the course because I fell in love with the course. The
I
property is
I cannot
beautiful.
believe the
Yeah.
shape it's in. I mean, I long winter, lots of snow. The course is very green, but as you pointed out, as maturity, we could see there's certain areas where it might not have taken as well yet. But again, it's year two of this
Yep.
place.
And like if we come back in like middle of summer or even like you had said, like in the fall, that place would be pretty immaculate.
Yeah.
So, big shout out to you guys, like at Craguns. I was kind of blown away. Like I said, the property is so like the layout is awesome.
Hmm.
There's so many awesome par three holes. There's so many awesome par five holes. The only thing is I know some people aren't a huge fan of blind shots. There are probably about 4 or 5 blind shots. But the cool thing
Yeah.
is like the technology. The carts are awesome.
Yeah. The carts tell you where the other carts are on the blind ones, which I know we played the Wilderness last year. They do that as well.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, the carts are really nice.
Very nice carts. First time we've ever seen the whole speed limit thing. That was kind of wild.
That's still weird to me where
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, we couldn't go more than 5 miles an hour, but then it didn't limit how hard you could put the gas pedal down.
Right. But other than that, I mean, so like there really wasn't any like negative takes on my end. Besides, obviously, like there were some greens that seemed a little more aerated than the others. But again, that kind of comes with the
Yeah,
time
I
of
mean, the
season.
first few were so fast to where I adjusted and then they were super slow again. And
Mhm.
then it's just like I couldn't really get into a rhythm for the greens. But again, it's May,
Yep.
early in the season. Everything on the course is really hard.
Um, Front nine for me really wasn't that good. I really didn't feel comfortable with my driver. Again, the if you hit the ball pretty well, it carried and bounced and rolled for a ways. So back nine, I absolutely felt super comfortable. I felt really
Which
dialed
hole did
in.
I outdrive you on?
It was it on the back nine or the front nine?
I don't remember.
I'm trying to think. I think it could have been no, I think it was on the back nine, and I think it was either
10 or 11.
yeah, I think you're right. I think it was either no, it wasn't 11 because I think it was 10. Yeah, I think it was 10. Now that I'm looking at it, you were pretty much a few yards ahead of me. I actually doubled that hole to start off, but the back nine actually was pretty good. I pretty much from like 13 all the way to 17, I gave myself a birdie look and parred pretty much every hole. Through my first birdie, bogeyed 18, which wasn't the best, but
Oh, boo hoo.
given the circumstances, yeah, I was pretty impressed. And again, for you too, I mean,
My front nine was really good. The fact that you're only ahead of me by two
yeah,
was
on the
pretty
front
good.
nine.
I will say, towards the end of the back nine, I got really hungry and I just wanted to get off. And I think my score kind of reflects it.
Yeah, sometimes that kind of happens. You get
Like,
a little hungry.
I was just kind of worn out. We had driven for 2 hours to get here, changed, and then we had to go run errands because I forget things all the time. I came here with no belt, no deodorant. Uh,
Forgot some essentials.
yeah, so I have deodorant, I have a belt. The issue is the belt I have to cut down, and nobody here has scissors.
Well, not neither one of us for sure.
We got to scour the room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have to figure that out. The other cool thing about this place is there's a huge, they call it the sports center, which is like right outside our door. It's like,
Derek's obsessed with the
I
sports
want to go
center.
out there. It's huge. It's got like a big old walking arena like up on top, and then it's got volleyball nets and a basketball hoop. I kind of want to do that, but
Yeah, I don't think we can do that in my Crocs.
probably not. Maybe we could get along. You could definitely shoot some hoops with some Crocs for sure. At least those kind of Crocs. Those are like Crocs point 2.0.
They're the Salehi Bembury Crocs.
Okay, yeah. We're actually what we're gonna do next year is we're gonna set up. This is a pretty long room,
Yeah,
so
it's
we're
big.
actually it's got a fireplace. I mean, it said it's got everything really.
Yeah, I mean when they were like, yeah, we'll set you up and everything, don't worry. I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, it's
No,
super.
it's super
It,
nice.
it really is. So me and Down we're gonna have a putting competition.
The issue is we're both a little intoxicated.
Had a couple beers, yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean at the same time, there really isn't anything else going on
No, it's kind of
till tomorrow
nice.
morning.
Yeah.
So tomorrow morning we tee off at 9, and then after that we go play. Probably grab a lunch, and then we'll play the par three. So
Well, depending how long it takes, we might just hop right in the par three.
we could, yeah.
Because if
We
it,
got we got the snacks. We packed up.
yeah. Because
We
how
just
long it took us, what, 4 hours today?
yeah, and honestly, it probably could have went a little bit quicker, but
Yeah,
we took
pace of
the time.
play was a little
It
like
was
we did take our time, but still, there's a group of six in front of us who didn't really want to give us the chance to play through.
it looked like they might have had a group of four ahead of them as well, but I don't know. But the nice thing with that is that we really weren't too rushed behind us, which
Hmm.
gave us that kind of freedom to go ahead and take videos and photos. So
Yeah,
we got a lot of content that we really want to share with you that we're excited to share. We'll be posting a bunch of reels. And obviously, this was kind of just one of those things that we were looking forward to. We were trying to do this last fall. Things kind of fell through, but this
things
was
didn't fall through. You hurt your knee.
yes. So it fell through. Just not the way that unfortunately circumstances. But no,
I'm almost happy we played it in the spring.
yeah, I agree. We
Just
waited
it kind of matured a little bit. Granted, yeah, we it snowed a lot, but I feel like it's almost more of a treat now to start the year like
for
this.
sure. And this, honestly, like I said, we talked about it earlier, but this was probably like the most perfect day to play. It was like maybe 70 degrees.
It was nice.
Sun was shining.
I'm a little.
Yeah, you got fried on your.
I got some sun.
Yep. So and then the wind, there was a few holes that had some pretty heavy wind, but it wasn't where it was like unbearable. Like it was very tolerable.
No, and there were a couple of times where it's like I know there was one hole. I don't remember which hole it was. You're like, okay, the wind's blowing in our face. Club up and aim to the left, and that's exactly
Oh
what I
yeah.
did. And then as soon as I hit, the wind died.
Yeah, and you literally hit the shot that you should have hit. It
Yeah,
was a perfect shot, and unfortunately, yeah, the wind literally just died. And
just no wind.
so, but overall, I mean, like I said, it was a probably one of the more fun rounds I've played in a long time.
Hmm.
Like it was a good time.
It's fun to experience a course for the first time.
Mhm.
I feel like we always play the same ones over and over, which there's nothing wrong with that. But experiencing a new one for the first time is, it's definitely a good impression here.
Yeah, and again, I know we get people that listen from all over the place, but this is one of those resorts that me and Dom were talking about this earlier. Like this would be something cool that down the road we would love to potentially do like a not necessarily a tournament. I mean, it'd be cool to do a tournament, but it'd
It's
be
like a
really
group
cool to do like a
outing.
group outing.
Yeah.
Yeah, where we could block off a few hotel rooms and just stick together and play like whether it's 10 to 20 guys
Hmm.
or people, whoever it
I
might
don't
be.
think I know 20 people.
No, but I mean, if people wanted to travel out here, it's one of those places though that is actually like it's very nice and it's going to be.
I wonder if we could rent a boat.
I don't see why we couldn't. Yeah, we could do like a fish golf deal. I mean, literally, like yeah, we're like 20 yards. We can walk down the slope there or down the hill here, and there's like a dock. It's beautiful. So that would be actually a good idea. That'd be epic. A boat, freaking
Right.
golf excursion,
Yeah.
little pontoon action. So no, is there anything else you can think of that maybe we missed?
Did you have a favorite hole? I did, but I don't know what hole number it was.
I would say all the like
The par threes
par
were
threes were so like
super
all
fun.
very beautiful. There was one hole, and I believe it was on the back nine, and I don't know if it was 15. I think it might have been
Is that
15.
the one I hit my 8 iron into?
I don't know if that was the one. It was the one where like we got up to it and like you can kind of like it's right like the elevation, but like you can kind of see the whole rest of part of the like part of the course. It's
Oh,
very
it was
scenic.
not. So my favorite one, I was like, this is a dumb idea, but I'm gonna do it. I hit my 8 iron,
Oh yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about. And
and then I like,
you hit it really well.
yeah, and
Yeah,
it
it
was just
was.
like a little off to the left where I didn't get quite the bounce I wanted. That one was another blind one, but walking up to it, obviously we rode, but walking up to it, it's surrounded by these bunkers, or not bunkers, but like hills.
Hmm.
And I mean, I hit the shot I wanted. I just didn't get the bounce I wanted to bounce onto the green. That was the one you almost eagled out.
I actually yeah, I was hitting the ball really well in the back nine. And again, like normally most courses you have like three, four, five holes that you just don't really care for. And honestly,
Hmm.
that is not the case here. I there's not really one hole that I didn't like. And I'm not a like I'm not a big fan of blind shots,
Hmm.
but for the most part, even those holes were actually like they're pretty wide
Yeah.
open. So like and they were like on some of them were like on par five. So like again, it's the fairway is pretty wide where you don't have to really like hit a really tight narrow shot. But yeah, I don't have a specific favorite. I think the the few par threes that they had, some of the elevated with the water in the background was really really nice. Um, no, going through it again, I would like to play it again just to because it was like we played it. I don't want to say fast, but we played it like
I felt like we were moving.
we were moving pretty good with the intent of obviously we wanted to take footage, photos, videos.
Yeah,
You know what
which
I
I mean,
mean?
I took a lot of pictures.
Yeah,
A lot. 51 on the digital. I don't know how many ones I took on my little film one.
sure. But yeah, we got a lot of footage and content, so I'm excited to kind of share it. But yeah, there wasn't one that like really popped out, but at the same time, there wasn't one that like was like I hate that hole.
Was it 16 or 17 where we kind of looked at it and we're like, short par four, like let's hit driver
That was 15.
over the water?
Uh, that one was 16 over the water, but
Yeah.
the one before that was a shorter par four as well that we both hit. You hit them on the fairway, and I hit one kind of just off to the left down the fairway. That was the shorter par four. Then
Okay.
the very next one was the water
I like
one.
the one over the water because we kind of looked at each other and we're like,
That was 16. Yeah,
yeah, we're like, driver?
yeah,
Driver.
yeah. We both had actually really good drives on that one.
Yeah, I thought the flag was in a
To the right a little
different,
bit.
yeah, because we were kind of looking at it and didn't help that the sun at this point was beating on me. And at this point, I'm like, punched myself in the stomach already. And I was hungry. So I was just
Little
like,
double whammy action.
yeah. So I looked at it. I'm like, oh, pins are right there. So I hit my drive where I thought the pin would be. And you're like, it's right there. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah. No, like I said I mean obviously we're out here playing, having a good time, but I did not really have one hole that I like hated. I didn't.
Hmm.
I liked every one of the holes. Um, very scenic, very cabinish, like outdoorsy.
We said it a few times. It almost feels like the wilderness in
Yeah.
certain aspects and certain holes, and it gave me a little bit of like Giants Ridge and Bull Rush in a sense too.
Yeah, it's like you're kind of almost like you're tucked away. Like there's not too many houses. Obviously, there's some land being developed where there's going to be some houses
Right.
out there. But I mean, it felt like you were like it shouldn't be a 2 hour drive from the
Yeah.
cities. It should be like a 5 hour drive.
It kind of felt like we were the only ones out there until we could see the group of six in front of us again, and then they kind of glared at us and reminded us that we're not the only ones
Yeah.
there.
But overall, no, we had a blast. Lehman 18, well done, guys. And
Do
uh,
you have any expectations for tomorrow with the Dutch? I'm not making expectations for the part three,
um,
but like for the Dutch, like
the
do you,
Dutch, I don't know how long it's been around, but obviously that's been around quite a bit longer.
mm,
I'm assuming it's the Dutch and the par three's been around for quite a while. So I'd feel like it will be more matured as in
mm,
the sense of like the grass. So I don't know if it will get as much love on the bounces,
mm,
but at the same time, I think it's going to be very comparable to the
sure.
Lehman 18.
Do you want to try to shoot better or worse? Because
Well,
would you shoot like
I shot an 85, but
85?
I shot a 47 on the front and a 38 on the back.
Oh, boo hoo.
I mean, 38 is that's normally not a score that I would shoot, but I was kind of dialed in on the back nine, obviously.
I felt really good on the front shooting a 49. I was like, man, there's a chance. And then I got hungry and kind of give up.
um, yeah, again, that was my second round of the year. Um, and really, it's probably I don't want to say it was my first round because I did play 118, but that was kind of later in the afternoon where we were kind of rushing to finish.
Sure.
So, I mean, as far as like time limit in the sun and all that, this was pretty much my first like unrushed type of round. I would like to shoot 85 or lower, obviously. I think 47 is a little bit high for me. Normally I'm right around like the 42 to 45 range, so I feel like this is a little bit high for me, but 38 is also really low for me. Like
Hmm.
normally I don't shoot at 38. So, I'm going to go in there and try to shoot an 84. One better than
One
today.
better.
Yep. And that's based off of like if it's similar conditions or not even like just similar layout.
Hmm.
So, one quick little nugget too. Last year they did host the Lehman 18 did host the PGA Tour Canada, which is very cool.
Yeah, they still have the tour tee boxes up where you
Yep.
could hit where the tour players were. No, I'm good.
Yeah, the funny thing about that is I was literally almost hitting off the tour tee box today, but it was going backwards to another hole. It was not going to. It was hitting back into the
Yeah,
green.
no, I really had fun playing the whites, and I know we could have played the blues or whatever, but
Probably should have played the blues, but dude, we had a blast playing the white.
I almost want to play the whites again tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean it's
Just, I mean, really, why take it super seriously? It should be just fun for us.
yeah, I mean there's the tour black, blue, white, yellow, and red. So they have different plenty of different tee boxes that you can choose from. And again, we normally do play from the blues, but we said with the wind and all that, and we just again we wanted to enjoy our
Yeah,
time. We never
let's
played it,
yeah,
played the
let's just play
whites.
the white.
So part
I
two will be tomorrow, which I'm
yeah,
excited.
I know tomorrow. I just want to hit my damn driver like I did today.
Well, your wedges too, man. Like you were really solid with pretty much every club. There was obviously some chunks here and there, but that was on both of us.
I just feel like I'd be more comfortable if it was a softer ground.
Yeah.
Because going in to hit my wedges, I'm like, I want to take a divot here.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd like to get the spin and everything. And when I go to take a divot, it's just nothing happens because
Mhm.
the ground's so hard. And then it would go 400 meters or 400 yards, whatever. And you're just like, well, that sucks. Because there's one, I don't know if I'm sure you saw it. I was like, man, it's a great 60. And I just freaking bladed it everywhere. I'm just like, well, I almost like if you didn't pick it or you weren't in the rough, you had a hard time with your irons. And I kind of had a hard time with some of my irons.
How about your one awesome shot that you had where you so the cool thing with these holes is that there's there's obviously a lot of bunkers. The bunkers are really nice, like real white sand with
They were,
some,
yeah,
but the
I like that they weren't rocky.
right, it was like white sand, but
Yeah.
like they had some cool holes that had like kind of some berms wrapped around it.
Yeah.
And Dom hit one. Flagstick I think is playing more like middle left center, and Dom hit one a little bit right, but it was like the perfect shot because it funneled literally. Remember, like you're like I couldn't have done that if I tried like 50
Yeah.
times,
Yeah.
but it was really cool. You want to talk about that?
It's like when you play like 2K or whatever, and you're just like, man, I'm just gonna play the bowl. it literally just rode the lip, and I'm like, it's gonna sit up and it's not gonna drop, and I'm gonna be pissed. And I don't get mad, but that'd be one of those things where I'm just like, that would happen, you know. Rode the lip, and it just kept going, and I'm like, watch, it's gonna go all the way around, and it just funneled down onto the green, and I was like,
It was sick. It was the cool thing was like it literally hit like the first like right side of the funnel part.
yeah,
So like wrapped all over
because
the
I
room.
genuinely feel like I hit it way too hard. I was like, I should not have hit that club. I definitely hit it too hard, and it just wrapped. And I was like, this is super cool. That's something where I wish we had like a guy who just videotaping us constantly, because that would have been really cool just to have just
That
that
would be sick.
funnel. And there were a couple that I was like, wow, that'd be really cool to see again.
Hmm.
Like that 8 iron. I had a couple really good 8 irons, and I never hit 8 iron.
Honestly, for the longest time, the 8 iron was my all time favorite club.
I used to not even carry an 8 iron.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I never used it.
Just never really cared.
Yeah.
I think because most people would say a 7 iron or a 9 iron. Those are like the two most
Hmm.
common. I'm used to
Well, I don't
seven.
have a seven.
You don't have a seven. You do. Well, you
Thank
have an
you.
old seven. You don't have your.
It's not the
It's
same.
not the same. You don't have the seven that I have of yours.
Yeah, yeah.
It's in my bag, my other bag. Um, but no, I would say seven growing up was always my favorite iron to play, and then it went from a 9 iron, and
I
probably my eight is my favorite too.
loved my four.
Yeah, you were
Love my
talking
four
about that
iron.
today.
Um, I will say the bunkers on that course are intimidating. Those
They're deep bunkers.
the
They got some
lips
lips.
were
Yeah.
crazy. There was one where I was like, I'm gonna play it aggressive, like where
I think you took the eight on that one. Probably should have went maybe pitch or wedge, maybe, or a pitch or a nine, maybe.
yeah,
Did you want
because we're 140 out. I'm in the middle of this bunker, and the lip. We're like, oh, there's not a whole lot of lip. I'm like, cool, we can play it aggressive, and I hit the lip of the bunker next to me, and it bounced off.
Probably was in the fairway though. It wasn't a bad,
Yeah, it didn't
it
go
wasn't it
super
wasn't a
far,
bad hit. No,
but
but
at the same time, I'm like, I probably would have gone farther if I hit like a pitching wedge.
yeah,
But I wanted to be aggressive, kind of maybe save a stroke here or
sure.
there.
No, and again, I was kind of we both had kept on saying like I kind of like fell more and more in love with the actual like more like just the property itself.
Hmm.
Like the course is freaking fantastic, but the piece of property for only being like 2 hours away from where we live,
Hmm.
like I was blown away because it felt like going up to like up to your cabin,
Yeah,
which is obviously not super far, but it's a little bit further,
yeah,
different direction.
yeah. It's
Well,
the
kind of the same
Railroaders.
direction, but just further north. But
Yeah,
no, so I that is one of the things that I would love to try to do within the next year or two is get a group of people that would be down to do and the fishing thing. That's funny.
that'd be cool.
Do like a
We have to get
fishing.
licenses though. I
That'd
don't
be
have a
fine.
fishing
Yeah,
license.
yeah, no, it'd be fine. But for sure, the golf. Like I said, I think it would be cool. Block out some rooms here and
Hmm.
just do like a 2 3 day event or
Yeah,
like fun, get together. So Lehman 18 today in the books. I can't wait to see what the Dutch is all about and the par three. Like I said, the par three is very cool. Like something about those par threes where you literally don't need to bring any long clubs for the most part.
although we looked at this
There's
one, there's a
yeah,
couple where
there's
you're
two
like, what
one
the hell is
yeah,
this?
185, 190. So yeah, there are a few, but you don't need to bring the driver or anything like that unless there's like 70-mile-an-hour wind, then maybe.
I still might just drive a green. You
Teed up.
say did
Yeah,
that
we
this
just do
weekend.
driver putter.
I'm down. I don't hit my driver as far as you. Well,
That's okay, but
I
it
guess
doesn't
today
matter.
I
It
did.
doesn't. Well, yeah, you did. You outdrove me today.
That's weird.
Yeah, that was impressive. Dom was killing it today. Like I said, we had a blast. It was so
I
much fun.
did. I don't know. Beard had tagged me in a video where he's like, somebody asked me to teach him how to do, or Dom wants to know how to hit a flop shot.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yep.
And he goes, what you do is you stand behind it, open the face up, and swing hard and hit the bitch. And there's that one point where I tried it and I just bladed it.
You
I
did.
was
Yeah.
like,
What about my flop shot today? Was pretty good. It went off the green, but I hit that thing up there.
you did. It was way up, and then like just somehow I don't know how you did it. You rolled left.
Yeah, I did not think it was going to go off the green, but it was pretty well. It was up
It
there.
was up there, and I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be good." And then I don't know how you got
Just
side spin on
just
that
took
thing.
took off. Yeah, but no, we had a good time. Day one is in the books. Well, not technically because we're gonna have a putt off, but
I'm gonna take a nap
after the putt off,
at some point tonight.
yeah. All right. Well, again, part one was fantastic. Lehman 18, appreciate it. Craguns,
God, watch the Dutch just eat us up.
probably we'll shoot like
Probably.
110, but that's
Well, I
okay.
mean, that's what I did today. Did I shoot 110?
Nope, 108. No, less than that.
No, I think you're right with 108.
I might be right actually.
108, yeah. Because if you take one away from 59 to put it on the 49, that's 50.
That was actually I thought that
Quick
that
math.
was quick math off the bat. All right, so your goal tomorrow is to beat
108.
Hell yeah.
Shoot 69.
Let's go.
I'm not shooting a 69.
All right, episode or part 2 tomorrow. Stay tuned. And we're back. This is part 2 of the Craguns Legacy Golf Course episode.
Even though it's like not even like in the pod world, it's like
it's not really part 2. Or what do you
same? Well, it's the same episode.
Same episode, yeah.
But like, there's no delay. But for us, there's a delay.
There's a delay, yeah, for us.
I am exhausted and sunburnt.
You are sunburned. Yes, you are.
You know, we talked about it earlier. Every time we do one of these, I'm like, I don't need sunscreen. Like, I am in control. I did not bring sunscreen, and I really wish I brought sunscreen.
Yeah, your right arm especially. It's funny because you can see like mine is nowhere near like yours, but like in the light you can see it's starting to tan more. Like this one is like not quite there. It's because like yours is the right arm for the passenger rider,
Yeah.
and I got the left for the driving.
I definitely feel like it's getting redder as time goes on.
It is. What we did make the trek to Target, Dom Dom's favorite place.
I love Target.
2 days, two times in 2 days. 2 quick trips.
Yep.
Right.
I bought some nice aloe lotion.
So he's getting it taken care of. But yeah, the sun was powerful today. It was awesome. I mean, the weather was gorgeous, but the sun was.
It was kind of chilly in the morning.
Yeah, a little cool. But overall, we couldn't ask for 2 better days minus the sunburn. But you wouldn't have had that, obviously, right? If you had your sun lotion. Probably not. But in any case.
In theory, I wouldn't.
In theory, yeah. So the weather was pretty much fabulous.
Yeah, we had a high of like 75 today.
Yeah.
Great.
It was gorgeous. And we played the Dutch 18, and a little known fact is we were trying to figure out why it was called the Dutch 18.
So I wasn't worried about it. I just thought it was a clever name. But knowing where it's from, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you're familiar with the area, Craguns Resort is actually dates back from quite a ways back. And the owner of the property or the resort, his nickname is Dutch Craguns. So that is
his actual last name is Craguns.
Yes.
Yeah. His nickname
first name is Dutch. Yes, that's his nickname, not his real first name. So, Dutch 18 is what we played today. And first off, I got to give a round of applause for Dom Dom because he killed it. His goal yesterday from part 1 was he wanted to break 100 to 105. Might have been 110. It was somewhere in there. It was in the hundreds.
It was whatever. I don't even think I shot 110 yesterday.
No.
It was like one less of whatever I shot.
Yes. And it was way less.
Oh, yeah. Tell the people. No.
I got the card right.
You tell the people because you're mad at me about it.
I'm not mad that he played really well. I'm mad that he prematurely gave me a better score. That's why I'm mad. Okay, I'm not mad about Dom. I'm happy. I enjoy when people play good. And so Dom started off with a 45 in the front nine. And then he finished strong with a 42. So again, congratulations, Dom. You shot an 87 second round this year.
With sunburn.
It was awesome. So the reason why I'm kind of a little upset is that you tell the story.
So Derek leaves to take a phone call, and I'm like, I'm going to do the math, which right away is a red flag.
He's adding up the scores.
I'm adding up the scores. I'm like, okay, Derek shot a 79. I was like, okay. And then where I knew I screwed up was when I thought I shot a 38 on the back, and I was like, there's no way in hell I shot a 38 on the back. And yeah, there's no way in hell I shot a 38 on the back because I didn't.
But the funny thing is you thought you shot a 38 on the back, but then you recounted and you had an 89. Okay, so that's the funny thing. He somehow shot at 38, but then ended up writing in an 89.
So I had written down 44. Because I was like, I recounted. I'm like, 44 sounds right. Like, I can improve one. And then I wrote 89 because, 45 plus 44 is 89. My public education is not failing me yet.
So I come back. He's like, hey, dude, I broke 90. I'm like, dude, that's awesome music. And you broke 80. I'm like, dude, that is even better.
The issue is I was like, you should probably check my math.
And now I'm regretting me checking your math because...
Well, would you rather have a fake 79?
No, I would not. So I ended up shooting an 80. I shot a 41. I shot a 39 in the front. I had Two birdies on the front, and I chipped in a birdie on the par three. It was a pretty sick chip in for birdie. So I had threw three birdies on the card. The downside was the back nine. I
You
had
kind of got
four.
chewed up.
So the first from 10 through 14, I had four doubles and I had one birdie, and then I finished from 15 to 18. I parred my way out. So it was a roller coaster of a round.
Yeah.
And you were pretty consistent all the way through. I mean, same thing with you. You had, you 17, 18, you parred.
I started off a little rough, but I was kind of tight still because we had played in the
Still
morning.
early, yeah, still cool.
Yeah.
But no, so that was the only reason why I was upset. I would never be upset. Oh yeah, so then going back to that, is I shot an 80, not a 79, and then I recounted Dom's score, and he went from like 89 to an 87.
I can't
So
count, dude.
that's
Like,
where he lost two strokes, and I gained a stroke. So
so like
that's where I was a little upset.
my math is a red flag, and I can't do math. And especially like I'm sitting in the sun all day. I was like, yeah, 80, yeah, okay, yeah, I can break 90, but I was like, yeah, I shoot an 89. That's okay with me. And then
You were just happy you broke 90. I don't think the 87 or 89 really mattered as long as you
no,
broke 90. You know what
I
I
mean,
mean?
honestly, I would have been fine with like 95.
Yeah.
You know, just
Well, yeah, I mean, both of them. I mean, I was happy with what I shot. It was more or less like I got my hopes that I broke 80,
yeah. I
because
mean,
it
to me, an
doesn't happen.
89 versus an 87 doesn't,
Right.
no
Still
big
go
deal
with a
for
90.
me.
But Dutch 18, the course is really nice. I will say, I think we've kind of clarified this and talked about it between us. I think the Lehman 18 is better.
It's a little bit more scenic.
Yeah, more scenic, has a nice layout. No, that's not to take away from the Dutch 18. The Dutch 18 is more mature.
I liked to, this is weird for me to try to like verbalize. The Lehman was definitely more scenic, but I had more fun on the Dutch. And that might be because I could hit the ball a little bit more consistently. I wasn't afraid to take a divot where we
Right.
couldn't really do that yesterday on the Lehman.
It wasn't as firm as the Lehman, just yeah.
Yeah, because there were definitely shots that I had on the Lehman that I had today, but they turned out much better because I didn't have to try to pick the ball. I could
Mhm.
take the divot, I could get the spin. We were in a little bit better control too because we didn't have to go, man, if I hit this short, how far is it gonna roll?
Right. Yeah, it was a little bit more. It was easier to kind of dial in your club lengths and your
Mm.
numbers of what you wanted to shoot because you could hit down on the ball. Um, what was your favorite hole? I know. I think I know which hole it was, but what would
Is
you
it
say?
is it the one I flopped?
That one was sick. I was gonna bring that up afterwards, but no, that I was thinking either 9 or 18 is probably my two of my favorite holes. The nine is the
9 was
little par
super
three.
fun. That
Yeah.
was super high.
Yep.
That one was super fun. 18, that might be one of my favorite ending holes.
Very cool closing
It
hole.
was super cool to see. And then, because it started off kind of like, okay, it's a normal. And then all of a sudden it opens up and there's a beautiful water feature, a beautiful, wall with the rocks and everything.
And it's cool because the clubhouse type of deal backs up to, or so
Hmm.
you can actually, if you're sitting out there having a good time with the drink or a dinner, you can actually see them all coming in on 18. So it's a really cool finishing hole.
9 was super fun. I think today I learned that I can't carry 56, 58, 60 because there are a lot of those par threes, or at least instances today where 56 wasn't enough club and my pitching wedge is too much club.
Yep.
And I don't have that in between club.
The one thing that I really like about this course too is that even if you're playing the whites or the blues, I mean, obviously there's the blacks or the long tees. We do not play those. We normally play like the blues. We just again we did the same thing we did yesterday. We decided, you know what, screw it, we're gonna have fun.
Let's have fun.
Let's have fun. We'll play the
Yeah.
whites. So we shaved off about 300 and some yards. So that's a huge advantage if you spread that out through 18 holes. But the cool thing, even if you were on the whites, playing the whites or the blues, the par threes really are really gettable and reachable. Like
Oh,
they're
yeah.
from like 110 yards to, I think the longest par three on there is 160, I think. And that's if you're playing the blues. So like 160s, and I like that. I'm not a big fan. Maybe one on every course to play like a 180 or 190, but
Hmm.
I'd much rather play either a short wedge in or like an 8 or a 9
Yeah.
in. You know,
What
I
was
like
the
that.
longest par three today?
It's got to be number
It's got to be
it's
9.
number No, nine is no. The longest is number 11,
Okay.
and that was 100 and it was about 140 some yards for us. It usually plays about 160, and
That's right. Because I looked at it and I was like, oh no.
that's the one actually I chipped in for birdie, which was funny because
Yeah.
I
Were
was
you
on
on
for
the
the good.
phone?
Yeah, I put the phone down and I chipped it in, so it was a little undramatic, but it was pretty sick.
Yeah, that's the one I parred.
Yep, you part
Right.
that one.
Yeah.
Yep. Um, and so yeah, and then number nine, it's a very elevated par three. It's got several tiers for each tee box.
Hmm.
There's water, a little bit of water behind in the far left, but for the most part, it's a pretty decent sized green.
Yeah. The water is kind of surrounds the green from the left hand side, and then kind of around the back is
Yeah,
all water. So if you're gonna miss, you want to miss
miss short.
short or to the. No, it's along the right hand side.
No, it's tucked in the left. You're right.
No, the water's on the right.
It was kind of like on the back of the green, and then it went wrapped around to the left.
Your left or my left? Because
My left.
you're pointing to my right.
Sorry. Yeah. So if you're playing it though, it would be on your left.
I thought it was on the right.
No, because we drove our carts on the right hand side.
Yeah, I thought I
Yeah.
looked at water.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't
Uh,
remember.
yeah.
But
In any
yeah,
case, though, there is
anyways,
some water on it, but the view itself is really cool. And again, it kind of like you can see like the clubhouse. So
I
that
like those elevated
me
parts.
too.
I think it's fun. I never know what to hit.
Yeah, that is the only downside. You have to obviously play a lot shorter than what it really
Yeah.
says. But
Yeah. No, that one was super fun. And then obviously there's that one that I was like, should I just flop it? Like the ball was up perfect. Like it just somehow like it was just on the rough, just high enough to where I was like, let's try it. Like worst case scenario, you'll let me hit it again. Just goofing off, whatever. And in the words of Beard had made a video for me, and he goes, "Dom Dom wants to know how to hit a flop shot. I'm gonna tell you how to do it. You open the bitch up, talking about the face, and you swing it as hard as you can." And I was like, Beard's in my head. I gotta do this. Open it up, swung, and this thing went straight up
put it within like 2 feet of
and
the pin.
straight
Yeah,
down.
it was pretty awesome. It was probably one of the cooler shots of the day. That's for sure. So maybe we'll have to give Beard a little kudos to that one. That was kind of all
I already
Beard.
did. I
Otherwise,
sent him a voice
okay,
message.
cool,
Yeah.
cool. Um, so again, we'll kind of keep it short and sweet for the most part. Dutch 18 was awesome. We played really well. Given, like I said, the sun was a little bright for Dom Dom as far as on his skin.
Well, I mean, your face is burned
My
too, so
friend,
not
yeah,
just you, or not just
I don't
me.
hurt though. Like I don't hurt.
Oh, my arm hurts.
Yeah, see, I
Yeah.
normally get a little red and then I tan really well, so I don't really burn, which is weird.
I want to stick my arm in like a bucket of ice.
I like the office style. Like these puppies are burning, just put them right in the ice. I
I
love
don't
that.
I remember that.
It's a great clip.
I've seen it once.
It's where his feet are. He's wearing Kleenex boxes of shoes because they took his shoes because his feet stunk so bad. So he's done with his wedding while he's scooting around in Kleenex box shoes.
Who
And
was done with the wedding?
Kevin, the big guy on The
I
Office,
never.
they're at a wedding. They're at
Oh,
Jim and Pam's wedding.
I don't
And
remember
anyway,
that.
long story short, his feet are stinky so bad they threw his shoes out, so he had to wear Kleenex boxes for shoes. And then he puts his thing up right up against like the icebox
Hmm.
machine in the hotel, and he's like, "These puppies are burning," and he basically just sticks his feet right into the ice, and that's what it reminded me of because there's an ice machine like right over there. You can do the same
I
thing.
want to do it with my arm.
Do it. Oh
It
wait,
might,
we can go ahead. We can go right
it
now.
might sizzle.
The one thing that I will say that really stuck out about this whole trip is I think we mentioned in part one, but the hospitality, second to none. There wasn't one person that was cranky or like had any issue. I mean, everyone was just go with the flow,
Yeah.
down to earth, just really wanted to like
I felt
make
like,
sure your experience was
yeah,
good
and I felt like they were genuinely excited for us to play.
for sure.
And granted, a lot of them didn't know who we were. We didn't say anything
Right.
other than to the lady in the clubhouse, and we found out that they were watching us on
It
Instagram,
was pretty
which
cool.
was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But even like the marshals that would come over and just talk, like they were genuinely excited that we were having fun and they wanted to hear what we were doing. And
Sometimes marshals get a bad rap. These two guys
oh, they were
were really
great,
making it as a
especially
good.
since we got lost.
Yeah, we got so lost on
Yeah,
one hole. Like I don't know why I took a wrong. Oh, I know why I took a wrong turn, but it was funny because they just laughed it off. But every one of those marshals were just.
yeah,
It was awesome.
yeah.
So they're putting a good name to the marshal, to the marshal name
I
itself.
mean,
Because I
really,
know
they're there to help, right?
that's what they're supposed to be there.
You know,
Sometimes they get there and it's like they hate their job. Not these guys. They just want to make sure you're having
yeah,
a good time.
super pumped in the morning, and then when we got lost, he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "It's
Kind of
not
laughed it
me."
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and then it was funny that the group behind us also got lost.
yeah, the
Yeah,
same
they
group
went up
was,
somebody's driveway.
yeah, that was, I think, a little worse. I didn't go to anyone's driveway, but I did go around pretty much the full back nine.
Yeah, I knew it was bad when it said we were 800 and something yards away.
Like, this does not look right.
I was like, I don't know, we shouldn't be 800 yards away from a part
No,
three.
no. Um,
That part three was weird.
that was okay. So
That was
yeah,
seven.
I wasn't the biggest fan of seven.
No,
Um,
that was
I birdied it, so that's good. But I
that
just
was the
wasn't.
that was the first hole. I was like, I don't have the right club for this
Yeah,
because I was way short because I couldn't hit it because if I hit a wedge or my pitching wedge
been going over.
90 yards over,
Yeah,
and if I was like, well, I got to try to muscle a 56 there, and the muscling didn't work.
no, you still saved par, which is good.
Yeah, I had a really good chip on.
Yep. But yeah, no, it was a blast. I can't honestly can't wait to come here again. This is one of those places that if you're an avid golf fan and just like to get away, and this
Mhm.
doesn't necessarily have to be just like a golf trip. There's a lot of things here.
There's a whole ass lake
It's a big
right
lake
behind
right
us.
right behind us right now. They have pontoons, they have boats, they're all rentals, jet skis, paddle boards, all these different things.
They said that they have local guides as well, so if you like to fish and stuff.
Yeah. So I mean it's not just a golf resort. It's kind of more based off the golf, but
Hmm.
there's plenty of things to do here. It's a beautiful area. And so if you're in Minnesota or even wherever, if you were trying to find a vacation place,
Wisconsin, North
yeah, wherever,
Dakota.
even if you're far away, if you want to find a place that's a resort that kind of has a little bit of everything for everyone, Craguns has it. So we really appreciate the hospitality.
Yeah, they put us in. I mean, the room is beautiful. I
Yeah.
mean, the room's great. We told them that the hallways were like The Shining, and they told us they're renovating them. I was like, good.
Yes, everything is
Uh,
being renovated, so that's going to be
the cabins, I really almost want to like. I should have asked them if we could like tour into
yeah,
the cabin.
because the cabins look really
They
new.
look really cool.
Yeah, they look pretty much new. The again, we're in the hotel. It is kind of cool. I actually ran earlier in the sports center, which I don't know. I don't know why I think it's so cool. You just don't really see that in a hotel. It's like a big, wide open, carpeted gym that has a
Hmm.
volleyball court and a basketball hoop, and then it has a track up above. Which, again, it's very outdated, and they're renovating it, but it got the job done. I was able to kind of run around. So
I was eating goldfish in bed. I
so
would.
it worked out for both of us. He was rested, and I just wanted to
The
get out and run.
sun
So
just like it got to me. I was like, I just need a break.
yep, we
You
can do
know,
that. That's for sure. Is there anything else that maybe that I might have missed that you want to talk about before we hop off?
not that I can think of. I know next week we're not doing one in
Yep.
terms of a pod because I got to ship everything to California because oh my god, the shindig is coming.
Shindig is coming up.
I know
Yeah.
the next pod we'll have live with Patricia Callahan and Beard
Okay.
and Jordan from Odin. Guy can't leave Jordan out.
Nope.
Um, and then after that, we kind of go into our normal weekly schedule.
Yeah.
God, it just yeah, it's a
It's
lot.
kind of yeah. It's been kind of a hectic, crazy couple of weeks, and we're excited. Like I said, we're the Shindig is literally what two less than a couple weeks away.
So it's 2 weeks from Wednesday.
Yeah.
2 weeks, yeah, 2 weeks from Wednesday is when
So
we fly. That's when we leave, anyways.
sure. Yeah, that trip is going to be epic. We're super excited about that. We'll be posting about that.
Don't let me forget a belt
Yeah, well, I won't let you forget a belt.
because I forgot a belt this time. And then I bought one, and then we're like, shit, we don't have scissors because
So
you had to cut it to
that's
length.
right. Nice belt, but yeah, it really didn't do you anything
Yeah,
necessarily for this
no,
trip.
so I still couldn't wear it. I
Yeah.
was like, great, thanks.
No. So yeah, if you're in this area or just looking for a place, we'll post the information
Yeah,
if we can put the link.
yeah, I can link it.
Yeah, put the link on there. They always have like different deals too, like through like fall, spring. I mean, there's different
Yeah,
things that you
you could come out here for the Canadian
Yes.
PGA thing,
Let me look that up. They actually
the
sent it to me today. That's
CRMC.
CRMC, and I'll actually pull up the dates here. So it's essentially Canadian. It's the PGA Tour of Canada, but there's like 5 or 6 spots that they're competing. It's like the second to last tournament in this series of events, and
Before the championship.
before the championship. Yep,
Yeah.
and they're only awarding I think 5 or 6 players of that championship
Hmm.
to get Corn Ferry Tour status.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty competitive um, uh, tournament, and that's going to be happening, I believe, this August. Yes, it's going to happen this August, and let me just double check. I believe it's August 28th through September 3rd.
Yeah.
So that's the CRMC Championship, and it's CRMC Champ is their Instagram handle. So we might even come out to maybe volunteer, just do something out here, social media wise. We're not sure yet, but
Yeah.
we certainly might.
I know they said the breakfast ball guys are coming out to play in the pro am, and I got really sad because I want to play in the pro am.
And maybe we can. We'll find
Although
out.
the cool thing is they have if you want to try to play like the guys on tour, they have the tour tees up.
Yeah, those tour teaser
So you could play the tour tees if you really wanted to out here.
really wanted to test your skill. Yeah.
I really didn't want to test my skill.
No, me neither. Good point. I'm glad you mentioned that because yeah, we're excited for that. Again, that's coming up here August 28th through September 3rd. So, thanks again for listening, and we will be back as our regular program schedule as not next week, but the following week, as you mentioned, right? Not next week, the following week. Pretty
You,
sure.
something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think we're doing it. What night are we doing? What
Well,
Thursday night? So I can get it up by Friday.
yeah. Yeah. So we should be good. So it's pretty much out next week, but then we'll be back the following
Following
week.
week,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate everyone who is listening. And again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to DM both of us or either one of us, whatever. We're both
And
pretty
a
good about.
huge thank you to Craguns
Yes.
for having us out, hosting us, giving us all of these opportunities and the chances to play these wonderful courses. And
Yes.
you
I
know,
couldn't agree more. We had an absolute blast. And I have really nothing bad to say about this whole experience.
no,
We had a blast.
I don't want to say I had low expectations, but I didn't know what to expect.
For sure.
You know,
Same.
early May with all the snow we had, the courses are green.
Yep.
The sand was pretty nice on one of them.
Yeah. They had white sand for sure on the Lehman 18. They were renovating
The
the
front nine of the
Craig or the
Dutch.
Dutch. Yep.
So that the front that was kind of rocky, but after that it was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was beautiful here. I loved it. Thanks for
Very
having
nice.
us.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Thanks for listening.